Humankind innovates by conviction. Fire, wheel, electricity, moon. The world has never been changed sitting on a chair. Force equals mass times acceleration. Newton's still right, as are future generations. New times lie ahead. Sustainable, digital, reliable, always in motion. So let's scale up the force for good. It's time for a new green. It's time for new reliable motion. We're the innovation powerhouse with a trusted legacy of more than 150 years of engineering expertise, making motors and drives the backbone of motion. From check time per day to uptime per life cycle. From simply on-off to everything smart in between. Taking sustainability to the next level on a large scale around the globe. The only limit is physics, and we're working hard to push even those boundaries. Our most powerful engine, 15,000 dedicated experts, doers, colleagues. Together, we're the we in power, the E in emotion. We are Innomotics, redefining reliable motion for a better tomorrow. Innomotics.
So the title of this presentation is Frontrunner in Innovative New Energy Applications. And I'm sure you want to know more why we see ourselves as the front runners in this regards. Yeah, and let's ask somebody who has really Innomotics blood in his veins. Our CEO, Michael Reichle. Welcome, Michael.
Okay. Hey there. Warm welcome and warm welcome back. It's good to see you all.
I see you put on your running shoes again. I like that.
Yeah, as we said already yesterday, it means being a self-sustained, independent company, standing on our own feet, but being very, very fast. And that's the right thing to have, running shoes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And actually, Julia, we should open a shoe factory as well in the shoe business. I was asked so often where you can get these shoes, so something more to grow with.
Absolutely. So let's tell our visitors how we drive these emerging and exciting new energy markets. Let's learn more.
Thank you very much, Sabine. And it's, as you say, our DNA is being frontrunner. Yeah. Frontrunner also in innovation. And therefore, let's talk a bit of how we innovate with our customers together. And that's what this speech is now all about. And also here, innovation means staying grounded, knowing what we do and what for we do it, but being fast in the market to serve our customers as soon as possible with the best technology. And that's what we actually do as Innomotics each and every day. And therefore, we are living and breathing also, again, our purpose. Redefining, continuously redefining, innovation each and every day, no stop at all. And then reliably means together with our customers, not somewhere in a back hall, independent from the market. Together with our customers, reliably, and then for a better tomorrow. For better tomorrow means targeting to reduce CO2 emissions, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to reduce waste in resources, in operations, in the industries, and to get efficiency up. And that we actually do in these 4 growth areas, and these growth areas and growth fields. You can see and learn more about that from our experts on our booth in more detail in some examples that we can show over there. But I'm also going to talk a bit about these examples. And the common theme of that whole thing here is, how do we get fossil fuel out of industrial production to make the industry become, as soon as possible, a net zero industry overall? And that is with electrification, using the equipment that we as Innomotics drives and motors provide to the market, electrifying industrial processes. And just to think about what that means, today, industry, 65% of the power mix, of the energy mix of industry is still fossil fuel. On the other hand, that industry wants to become net zero in 2050. So that is urgent. That is super urgent. And actually, these trends here help the industry to become net zero by 2050. And we do help within these trends our customers to achieve their targets. And there are, for example, for turbine replacement, some really energy-intense verticals that need respective improvements and upgrading of the operation. That is, for example, chemical. That is the power vertical. That is oil and gas. And we as Innomotics, we have minimum 25 years of experience in these markets, replacing steam turbines and gas turbines with highly efficient integrated electrical drivetrains. That's what we do already over many, many years, using efficient drives, using reliable, best-in-class, high-speed motors, and bringing the know-how of our engineers together to exactly fit that to the respective applications our customer are asking us for. And there's one example, I touched that already yesterday. That's with our customer Repsol in Spain, a very, very big international, even very, very big power generator customer. And we help them by turbine replacement to significantly reduce their CO2 emissions. They also pledged themselves to achieve the target of net zero in 2050, and therefore we did exchange in their gas compression process, we did exchange the combustion machine by an electric drivetrain. Actually, that means for us providing a high-speed motor which is going up to 6,000 rounds per minute, already a quite fast machine, 8.2 megawatts, and that helped them overall by the replacement to reduce CO2 by 68,000 tons per year, which is also meaning 25% of energy consumption reduction. That 68,000 tons means the CO2 emission of 6,100 Germans here, maybe in the area of Nuremberg, as an equivalent. So a significant reduction already. We do that with an availability of the equipment of 99%, and we actually could help the customer because of the high reliability of our system. That service intervals are not 5 years anymore, they're even up to 7 years now from operational service to operational plant service. So we help to increase uptime, which is super important in that operation, and in doing so, on the other hand, to reduce CO2 emission significantly. How can we do that? Well, we pair the physical world of a drivetrain with digitalization. We have embedded our Inspire IQ software and cloud platform to get all necessary data out of the drive, to supervise the system, to have on-time status updates of how the system is operating and where potential failure may occur. And then we can make sure that the uptime is prolongated between service downtimes from 5 years now to 7 years in a structured way. Another area that you have seen on these 4 growth areas is the heat pump area, which is becoming more and more important in the industrial arena. So it is for drying processes important, but it's also for processes where you generate industrial steam. Everywhere there you can use heat pumps to increase the availability heat even out of waste heat, and our equipment and integrated drivetrain is an essential part of doing so. Just imagine 70% of all industrial heat in industrial processes. All heat in industrial processes, 70% is still generated by fossil fuel. And we are now exchanging that, and that is a big growth potential for heat pumps. In Netherlands, a big customer of a wastewater plant, Eneco, they are now joining with us and a company that is building the plant for them, and we help them to significantly reuse heat out of wastewater. So it's a wastewater treatment plant. Our waste heat pump in Dutch for Utrecht is actually the one that helps them by input of 8 megawatt to generate 27 megawatt of reusable heat for heat processes, and they use that to heat actually the urban area and the residents in Utrecht. So what we do there by generating this waste heat to become use heat, that we support 20,000 households in Utrecht. This is approximately 50% of the entire heat Utrecht needs to heat residential areas generated by our heat pump. We installed there 8 Perfect Harmony GH180 drives with our 9A compact motors, and with that, having that built into the concept of Johnson Control, we could generate that improvement. So even out of wastewater, with our equipment, we can generate process heat. The other area is hydrogen, producing hydrogen from gray hydrogen to blue hydrogen, but even also producing green hydrogen. In all these areas, electrical drivetrains are an integral, important equipment to operate actually these plants. And just imagine that there is some studies saying in Germany alone in 2030, we need the energy equivalent of 125 terawatt hours alone in Germany based on hydrogen as the material to have that power density. For entire world, there is a prediction that based on hydrogen, we need 22,000 terawatt hours globally, also embedded in hydrogen as the respective material. So the growth there is huge. And now let's start with green hydrogen production. You also can see over here our rectifier that we just newly launched as Innomotics to feed with the right current the green hydrogen electrolysis plants in production. And we just recently sold 3 of these PR150 rectifiers over there to an American laboratory to test in America hydrogen electrolyzers with huge power demands. So our equipment is making sure that in big scale we can produce hydrogen because of high power rectifiers like ours that you can see over there on our booth. And I think that is now, last but not least, carbon capture. CO2 in operational gases that you use in industries is still burdening our climate. And wherever we can take CO2 out of industrial gas and we capture that, we can make industrial operations much cleaner. So coming from a gray hydrogen to a blue hydrogen, carbon capture plays a significant role. And this carbon capturing and then storing the carbon, for example, in caverns or in transporting the carbon where it is reused again as base material, all that stuff is done by electrical drivetrains, by electrical compression, by electrical pumping, and that is where our equipment actually is serving and supporting that process. So in all these areas that you could see here, where we see significant growth rates for Innomotics, but also significant improvement potential for our customers to quickly reach closer to their target of a net zero in 2050 in many cases, electrical drivetrains with highest energy efficiency ratings do play a significant role. Our motors, our high-speed motors, to serve in that market, I would say, are the fastest with the minimum noise and the minimum vibrations. So you just imagine you have a high-speed 2-pole motor running 10,000 rounds per minute. You put a little coin on it and you don't see any vibration and you do hear nothing. And that is needed in these operations so that this equipment runs so easy, even if it's weight of many tons, that you can have that in operation for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years without downtime interruption. And that is the reliability, the quality, the perfectionism our equipment is providing to you, our customers, in these very important growth areas. You can see and learn more about that on our booth. I am not the expert in these matters on the technical basis, but we have many experts over there, many very well-trained, very experienced people being for more than 10 years in these kind of projects. That is what we stand for as Innomotics. We love and live what we do here, redefining reliable motion for a better tomorrow. I hope you're going to see and feel that over there. We are happy to receive you here for having intense talks. now immediately, but if you want, also today, 6 o'clock for an after-work cocktail meeting. We are also still here, so if you want to have your beer later on, come and join us and let's have good discussions how we can protect that planet and how we can work for a better climate-protected tomorrow. Thank you very much and see you over there.